What makes Piastri's bombshell so compelling is not only what he said, but how and when he chose to say it. He has been the model of composure all season, rarely giving the press anything that could be twisted into controversy. And yet, with just 8 races left, he chose to open the door ever so slightly and let the world peek inside McLaren. His choice of the word sensitive when describing Zak Brown and the team was no accident. It was a slip that revealed far more than a carefully written statement ever could. In Formula One, words carry weight, and when the championship leader suggests that his own team boss is walking on eggshells, it immediately transforms the conversation. Fans no longer see McLaren as confident leaders in control of their destiny. They see a team on edge, worried about emotions, bracing for fallout before it has even happened. Piastri's tone was calm, but the implications were seismic. He admitted that management had already raised the subject of what would happen emotionally between the two drivers at the end of the season. He spoke of how one of them will inevitably walk away with the highest glory of their career, while the other will feel nothing but pain. Used the word pain openly, acknowledging that there is no way to sugarcoat what lies ahead. Oscar Piastri has just detonated a bombshell that has shaken McLaren to its very core, and the timing of it could not be more extraordinary. Only 8 races left in the season, and just 31 points separating him from Lando Norris. The Australian has revealed that Zak Brown is sensitive about the subject of a title fight inside his own garage. That single word, sensitive, has transformed the debate overnight. What was once just speculation among fans has now been confirmed by the man leading the championship himself. And by saying it out loud, Piastri has pulled back the curtain on McLaren's internal struggles, exposing doubts that no team chasing a double world championship can afford to show. The impact of this revelation cannot be overstated. Formula One is not a sport built on sensitivity, it is built on ruthlessness, ambition, and the ability to make decisive calls under immense pressure. For McLaren's own star driver to admit that his boss is treading carefully, trying to manage emotions rather than simply letting the racing play out, sends a chilling message. It suggests that the harmony so often projected by the team is fragile, and that beneath the smiles and carefully polished PR lines lies real tension. Instead of a clear, confident strategy, fans now see a leadership that looks hesitant, nervous, and perhaps even paralyzed by the thought of upsetting its golden boy in Norris or its new title leader in Piastri. And that is why this bombshell has become such a turning point in the season. Piastri's choice of words has ignited the fire that Monza first sparked when he was told to give back a place that he had earned on track after delivering the fastest pit stop of the season. That incident already made fans question whether McLaren truly believe in fairness. Now his comments have only deepened those doubts. Zak Brown is already sensitive about the fight. What happens when the gap closes further? What happens when a title is truly on the line? World of Formula One does not forgive indecision, and it never forgets weakness. The Monza incident remains the backdrop for all of this. Fans have not forgotten the team orders that saw Piastri asked to return a position after executing the fastest pit stop of the season. They have not forgotten his dry but damning radio message, reminding his engineers that slow pit stops are part of racing. And now his latest comments about Zak Brown being sensitive have only added fuel to the fire. The suspicion is clear. If Brown is already nervous about how the title battle looks, then how will he handle the next controversy? Will McLaren continue to intervene, smoothing over every small incident in the name of fairness? The reaction has been fierce. David Coulthard has accused McLaren of undermining racing itself by manipulating the outcome of Monza. Robert Dornbos has warned that team orders risk robbing fans of the unpredictability that makes Formula One so thrilling. Bernie Ecclestone has gone even further, bluntly suggesting that McLaren would prefer a British world champion in Lando Norris over the young Australian. These criticisms would be damaging enough on their own, but when you combine them with Piastri's bombshell, the effect is devastating. Peter Windsor's criticism might be the most piercing of all. He has accused Brown of having no plan, of hiding behind talk of fairness instead of facing the reality of 2 title contenders in the same garage. He warned that the smiles and carefully crafted images of harmony cannot last forever, and that sooner or later the gloves will come off. Asking Piastri to give away points is pathetic and unsustainable. No driver fighting for a world championship will continue to comply indefinitely, and McLaren are playing a dangerous game by pretending otherwise. His words resonate all the more now that Piastri has confirmed that the team are already talking about the emotional fallout to come. The irony is brutal. McLaren should be in the most dominant position of their modern history. They have built the best car on the grid. They are on the verge of securing back-to-back Constructors' Championships, and they could even break the 1,000-point barrier, a milestone that would stand as one of the greatest achievements of the era. But instead of celebrating dominance, the headlines are dominated by dysfunction. Instead of focusing on speed, fans are talking about sensitivity. It is all because of one driver's carefully chosen words. Piastri has managed to expose a vulnerability in McLaren without attacking them outright. He has shown loyalty by acknowledging the team's role in his success, but at the same time he has made it very clear that he is aware of the cracks forming above him. His comments about risk management only sharpen the contrast. Piastri has said clearly that he will not suddenly become reckless just because the title is within reach, will not gamble unnecessarily, nor will he let the pressure push him into desperation. He sees his measured approach as a strength, and it has already paid off with consistency that his teammate Norris has sometimes lacked. Those words also serve as a reminder of what McLaren should be doing. While Piastri is staying level-headed, his team boss is being described as overly cautious, hesitant, and sensitive. That imbalance could prove costly. Formula One championships are not won by tiptoeing around feelings. They are won by clarity, courage, and conviction. And right now, McLaren look like they have all the ingredients for success on track, but none of the resolve needed off it. Social media has done the rest. Clips of Piastri's radio messages are now spliced into endless montages comparing his perfect 1.91-second stop to Norris's disastrous 6-second delay. Polls repeatedly show that fans believe McLaren got it wrong at Monza, with around 80% insisting that Piastri should have kept the position. Praise Papaya rules has become a sarcastic shorthand for the perceived double standards inside the team. The stakes could not be higher. McLaren are poised to secure the Constructors' Championship with races to spare, but that will only shift attention onto the drivers' battle. With 31 points separating Piastri and Norris, the margin is thin enough that one bad weekend could swing the entire title. And every time McLaren intervene, every time Zak Brown's sensitivity dictates a decision, the perception of bias grows stronger. Piastri's bombshell has essentially framed the rest of the season as a referendum on McLaren's leadership. This is where the story becomes truly fascinating, because Piastri, intentionally or not, has positioned himself perfectly. He is the calm, measured driver who says he will not change his approach.